I noticed my what rascal? What I noticed my audio is duplicated or something. I'm not sure how to fix it right now, but I wanted to speak a few minutes about my obsession with veterans, which is completely stupid and mindless. See, this is my obsession with veterans right here. And that gets me kicked out of Discords because I tell you people that you're stupid. Technically, she's a veteran too, and I just have a USO armband on her for display. So I like to pick fight with veterans or troll them or something, and get kicked out of the Discords for it. But uh, this guy was airborne, Chad. He got hired, sent me a letter for weed legalization. The department manager made me take it because it wasn't junk mail. It wanted me to drive to an office not too far away and sign up for something. And this is what this guy did. He came back home and got a job with the radio station and wrecked the guy that was in the way, or so he thought. This was years ago, and this is his wife. He was fired from a radio job because his job was to help her. This is him being a Christian and being a fuck up his whole life, and he's trying to make it right with his wife that needed a liver transplant. He needed to help her. Chad was aggro. He got home. He needed to do this. I don't know if she died or not. I can't remember, but it's not really about all that. And as read this, Laura McKay was diagnosed end stage, confusing rabbit hole, lives in California, getting a liver transplant. Okay, I understand that's tough, but uh, and it goes by a scoring system, and I have to unlock this archive here uh, to get through the paywall because it doesn't show up. Her feet were swelling, similar to mine. Uh, Diagnosed with lupus, and that lupus would be from the valve blockage, required hospitalization, liver, cirrhosis of her liver, causing lupus. Okay, lupus can be liver disease. So liver disease is below lupus and those kind of symptoms causing it. Okay. And all the trolling online that he got on Facebook, Jasmine K was doing the same thing that the YouTubers are. Thought they're fighting the fight to save save gaming or save whatever. He was being very conservative, speaking for maybe 10 years, speaking out against everything. It was not perfect, but it doesn't matter. It was still, he was in the fight. Um, and here he says he came home, found her in tears, um, and she asked me what this canceled mean. She was going through his Facebook and all the rest of it. So they take her to the ER. Liver, the confusion in liver patient means ammonia is building up in the brain and can be lethal lightning. And So she was still there on a liver transplant that may have helped her. And then this guy
here at home, a racial tirade
fires him.
language posted on Facebook as a local radio host in KNZR posted.
I can't tell if audio is
on his page last night and this afternoon. The show
is audio source. Yeah, audio source is working, so you might hear this. If not, you can search for it right here. All he's saying is cussing and saying speak English. We don't want you taking over. So Jazz McKay is extremely schizo. I can't tell if this. Oh, it's not even. I have to play it on speakers.
380, which posted on Facebook as a local radio host in Hot Water today. Jazz McKay of KNZR posting a live Facebook video on his page last night. And this afternoon, the show had a fill-in host, 23 ABC's Scott Sheehan, joining us in studio now with more. Scott?
Tim, I went to the Alpha Media Studios. I left a message for their GM. I called her. I left my card. The only response I got was from staffers saying they couldn't comment about Jazz McKay's video.
Hi, y'all. Are you there? Well, this is your old buddy, Jazz McKay.
Last night around 9:50, a man, as you can see here, identifying himself as radio host Jazz McKay, posted this video of him complaining about radio stations in Bakersfield.
Okay, you guys, are you in for an experiment? How many Mexican radio stations will we find?
In the Facebook Live video on Jazz McKay's Facebook page, you can see the man changing the radio dial and making racial slurs about stations, playing Mexican music.
More Mexican. Okay, more Mexican music.
This is not the first time Jazz McKay has gotten into trouble. Last June, McKay's CCW permit was suspended for comments he made involving gun violence on Facebook. A former producer of his, Chad Garcia, says this video isn't anything unusual for McKay.
He's done this 6 times over the past year and a half, easily. If it's not a racial tirade on social media, then he's threatening to shoot somebody. If he's not threatening to shoot somebody, then he's screaming at people. This is the normal behavior that I saw while working and producing for a show for over a year and a half.
Towards the end of the video, you hear him looking for a certain type of music.
You know, we're in Bakersfield, California. We're in the USA, right? Where the is American rock and roll music?
The video ends with him telling his Facebook followers to listen and support only English-speaking stations.
As long as it speaks English. English! English!
Again, the radio station said that they have no comment. If you'd like to watch the full video, visit.
But they fired him based on these things. And if you look here, right here, you see this picture here. I don't know. I think he bought those G.I. Joes. He was in the G.I. Joe club in town. And this is our obsession with veterans. Because, we gotta go F with them all the time, right? F with them and demand sexual favors or something. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But he's got two. That's a Hasbro G.I. Joe, and that one's Power Team, whatever they're called now. And there's this locker and the bunk bed. Those were available at the time. This was over 6 years ago. Meanwhile, I'm doing all this whole time. These are my real demands, not any demands on veterans. I need to be able to clean my counter if I want to stay here and actually live. But instead, I'm treated like an animal, as you see over here. Here's my sex tape that they're talking about, and black guys. I'm getting blacked all the time, and my real concerns are, I don't know my family and friends, my neighbors, also my aunt, who have knee hip replacement, brain tumors like I do, treated like animals, manipulated for money, I guess, somehow. It is like Boogie is, there's a huge market for what Boogie does, but nobody has time for it, so I don't understand it. Any motivation for Boogie to be doing these things, like tattooing on his face and stuff, it is something that they're not showing. There's something there. Let's see, what else? These things should mark me as a worthless, honorless target. Only the industry left in America is social engineering. Create things like Pornhub, black pill narcissists, and cells that turn into trans shooters, like the Trump shooter, and these agencies turn them into active shooters, ritualize humiliation, the same as Muslims, cyber jihad. Real Americans should reject all this and defend their homes at all costs. This picture is before they wet their pants in the COD lobby. Cyber jihad denied. And here I have all this that disturbed my mom. And now she's had a hip replacement. I'll do anything to get you in bed, and all this. And all this trolling. This is the same thing that all this trolling here that Jazz's wife, remember, she looked like this right here. She noticed it on Facebook and online. What does canceled mean? And then she went to the hospital immediately because it was like she was dying. So this is what's happened to my mom a few weeks ago, and now she's had an emergency partial hip transplant where it's just a ball in the socket in the hip, I think, was screwed together a little bit. But I guess she's going to be okay. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, these are my concerns. Instead, my mom needs to know all these things. because I have an obsession with veterans, the same as Jazz McKay, who went to the G.I. Joe Club. This is all Skitzo, and it does not help anything. You guys really, really need to stop. This is brainless. This is mindless. This is insane. This doesn't do anything. This is not a fight. This is not a fight you can win. I mean, you're going to come in here? What are you going to do? You got a score to settle? What? My door is open. I don't know what else to do.